What is going on? It is Nate the Game Guy coming back with another video at hand, and today I want to show you guys some of my pickups for the month of April. With April coming to a close very soon, I think right now is a great time to show you guys some of my pickups that I got for this month. A lot of these games I did purchase in a lot, so you will notice that there are some games that I will be showing you that I did get right here that I didn't necessarily go too much out of my way for, but I will also say as well, you will also see that I have a bit of an interest lately with PS1, with some of the games that I've picked up. I will also let you know before I dive right into this video that I'm literally going to be doing this all in one take. So if I trip over words, repeat things, or just kind of have some speech mess ups or whatever, yeah, just know that this is literally going to be done in one take. So without further ado, let's dive right into this video, take a look at some of my pickups that I got for the month of April, right after the intro. Alright, so I've definitely picked up quite a few games for the month of April, so I'm going to speed through these as quickly as I can, so that way the video isn't too long and extensive, but I'll show off the first game that I got was Resident Evil 2, clearly a classic from back in the day. Very excited to pick this one up and add it into the collection, just because I really want to make the collection as cool as possible. Of course, continuing on, I've got Resident Evil Director's Cut, another fantastic game picked up from a lot, but I'm sure you will notice there will be a trend continuing as I go right here into Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, another classic right here. Super excited to add this to the collection. Had this on Dreamcast, but not on PlayStation 1. And then here is Resident Evil Survivor. Never played this one and never heard of it until now, so I will have to check it out. Of course, another great game from Capcom is Mega Man 8. I did play this game a very long time ago, so it is really nice to finally add this one into the collection. So pretty stoked about that as well. Next up is Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror. I don't really know what this game is too much about. I'm looking right here at the back, and it kind of looks like the animation's very similar to Dragon's Lair. Probably not really my cup of tea to play, but it's cool to add to the collection. Next up is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I've played this one several years ago. It's also nice to add to the collection. Not my favorite title, but I thought it was pretty fun for what it was. And then I've got right here is Test Drive 5. I've always wanted to try the Test Drive games. Never played them. I think they're relatively good. I don't know. If you guys recommend that I check this game out or play any of the Test Drive games, let me know, because I will be pretty excited and stoked to try them out. Next up is Toy Story 2. I remember renting this one at Blockbuster when I was really young for the 64. So it is cool to add it to the PS1 collection, but I will have to get that for the 64 one day. Another PS1 title is A Bug's Life. Haven't played this one. I might give it a shot. I mean, I'm sure it's a fun game, so maybe one day when I'm bored, I'll actually go through and play that. Now, as I finally break through the PlayStation 1 games, here is Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. This does come with the soundtrack that is included, so that is pretty cool to add. Xbox One isn't necessarily my favorite console to collect for, but, you know, I won't ignore a deal when there's the one there. A PS1 game that I forgot to show off earlier is Siphon Filter. Never played this, heard good things about it. I do plan on checking it out someday, so really glad to add this one to the collection. Now, for those that have been following the channel for a while, you will already know that one of my goals for 2025 is to beef up my Sega Genesis collection. So, of course, I want to add some pretty heavy hitters when it comes to the Genesis library of games. So the first game that I added is Columns 3. I do have the original Columns already, and I have played this before off of the Virtual Console on the Wii back in the day, but since I did enjoy this one, I did want to add it to the collection. So yeah. And then another puzzle game is Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, also for Genesis. I've played this game plenty of times off of Sonic Mega Collection on GameCube, Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection on 360. I just thought it was just finally time just to add this game to the collection, so I'm glad I knocked this one out of the way. And then, of course, here is another classic on the Sega Genesis, Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. I played this one just not too long ago because, you know, since I finally had it, I really wanted to check it out. This is a really good platformer. Obviously, the cream of the crop of platformers on Genesis are the Sonic games, but this is still a pretty fun platformer. I really enjoyed playing through this, and it's nice that I finally got this one in the collection. More PS1 games right here. Test Drive 6. And like I said, never played any of the Test Drive games. Comment down below if you think I should try them out. Okay, next up is Street Fighter Alpha 3. Again, if you guys have been following the channel, you will already know that I am trying to finish off the North American set for the Sega Dreamcast. So, of course, glad to add this one to the collection. Not because it's part of the set, but also because this is a game I do want to try anyway. Of course, continuing on with Sega Dreamcast is WWF Attitude. Not a wrestling fan, but in order to finish the set, gotta get this game. Another wrestling game for Dreamcast is WWF Royal Rumble. Not much to say about this one, so. Then I've got a brand new 3DS game, Firefighter. I decided to pick this one up is because, you know, I doubt the gameplay is exactly like this, but I remember there was this one firefighting game by Sega in the arcades many years ago. I forgot what it's called. Maybe you guys know what it is, so maybe you can comment down below, help me fill my memory, let me know what exactly I played all those years ago. My last 3DS game I picked up was Pokemon Moon. I got this on an auction and got a relatively decent discount for it. Not like crazy discounted, but like, you know, I saved a few bucks. And of course, all these games that I am adding to the collection are complete, with a few that you'll see up ahead. More PS1 games. I got Polaris Snowcross. This looks like a pretty fun racing game. I'll have to give this one a shot. Another one that came out of a lot. And then I've got NHL Rock the Rink. Not really a fan of sports games, but it looks good for what it is. Maybe I'll try it one day. I don't know. Then I've got Rascal, which looks like this could be a relatively underrated platformer. Rascal character designed by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Oh, okay. So Jim Henson, that's the guy that did Muppets, if I remember. That's pretty interesting. Alright, this is the last PS1 game that I got, and that is Burr's Trick Wakeboarding. This looks like a pretty fun game. Unfortunately, extreme sports is just a dead genre of games in this day and age. You just don't see SSX Tricky or 1080 Degrees Avalanche or those types of games coming out with releases anymore, so glad I added that one to the collection. Of course, here's one from a lot. Major League Baseball. Oh, okay. Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball. Couldn't read the writing right there, but pick this one up. Don't plan on playing it again. Came in a lot. Then some more Super Nintendo games that I'm not going to be playing that came in a lot. Jack Nicklaus Golf and John Madden Football. Obviously, I will have to clean this off, which is not going to be fun, but you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, just added those. And finally, here is the last game that I've got to show to you guys right here in this video, and that is Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. I got this several months ago, but I got it again was because when I got it several months ago, it unfortunately arrived to me damaged. So, you know, I had to get that situated. So I finally decided to get my replacement copy. I picked this up and played it with a buddy of mine. I really enjoy the selection of games with it. I'm glad that I was able to finally try out Marvel Superheroes and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Those are some pretty solid fighting games. Of course, the Marvel vs. Capcom games are on there too. So I gotta say, this was a pretty solid game to pick up. But yeah, when it came to the month of April, those were some of my pickups that I got for April. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out my video. Please be sure to check out these videos here, and here. After all, I post a lot of content when it comes to game collecting tips, and other video game related subjects. So be sure to keep an eye out every Monday and Friday where I upload consistently, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.